Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Mind Split Cafe. Matt, how's it going?
Oh man, life is beautiful. It feels good to get back into the groove of things. It really feels good. I've missed it. We took a little break, but it feels good.
Yeah, now we're back with the second season, or sorry, the second episode of season 5, and it feels great to get back
Yep.
into the groove of things. Today we have what we call Tokayo back in the valley. Your same name, Matt, and Matt is with Quit Kid. Matt, do you want to introduce yourself and kind of just give the listeners a little idea of what we're going to be talking about today?
Sure. Hey, everybody. My name is Matt von Boecklin. I have a company called Quit Kit. It's something that I created to help me quit my kratom addiction of 1 year. I'm a chemical engineer, so I use my research background to make this. It's a non-prescription option to help minimize withdrawals. I made it last July, and now it's helped a bunch of people around the country do the same thing. And I'm really happy to talk to you about a little bit about my background and addiction, and how I came up with this, how it's helping people, and talk to y'all.
So I have
Yeah.
so many questions. So you made this, right?
Yeah.
How long did it take from idea, like inception, to like completion? Like how long was it? A 12 month? Was it 3 month? Like smart as you sound, it probably took like 2.5 days. Like, what are we gonna do today? Right? Try and take over
I
the world,
mean,
right? So how long did it
the
take?
it took about 6 months of wanting to quit and failing, and just that gravity just pushing me into go to a detox center, go to a doctor, go to prescription, and then that other half of me saying, no, I'm too proud and too shy and too ashamed. And then about 2 weeks of research. So I just got pushed into this situation where if I didn't quit, I was gonna have to tell everybody about this habit I was keeping secret. And I thought, what's one last ditch effort I can make to not get a prescription and not involve insurance? I thought, what if there's research out there that says stuff I can buy right now can minimize a withdrawal symptom? 2 weeks later, I had done the research into dozens and dozens of studies from around the world about how this common over-the-counter supplement will fight this common opioid use disorder withdrawal symptom. And I said, all right, this withdrawal symptom comes in the morning for me. I know if I quit kratom, I had done tramadol for a year in the past. Like, I'm really familiar with this pain. This comes in the morning. This comes in the afternoon. This comes in at nighttime. And I picked from the different studies, and I said, well, that one can be controlled with this supplement and this one with this. And I put together a morning, afternoon, and nighttime dose, bought a whole bunch of supplements, and then took the jump. And 3 days later, I think I told Chris this, 3 days later, I had basically forgotten that I was quitting a drug. And that's when I knew I was really onto something.
Wow.
That's
That's
crazy.
insane.
Yeah.
Like,
Agreed.
yeah,
I agree. I
for
agree. It
the
is.
fear of just like you said, the pressure of them finding out about your secret kind of drove you to like, hey, I need to get better because I don't want to be embarrassed, pretty much. Is that what kind of drove you?
Yeah, they say necessity is the mother of invention.
Yeah.
Man, this is living
Yeah.
proof. It was either this or my mom finds out, and I was just so ashamed of that. This was just a last ditch effort to see if something would work. And to my surprise, like, I didn't expect this to really be a thing, but there's so much research out there about how you don't need the prescription to manage your withdrawal symptoms. You don't need an opioid alone. You can also
Yeah.
do this many other things. And that's what I drew from.
Wow.
So I have a question. It may be a little invasive, but now that you have gotten over your hump and created this product, does your mom know now? I mean, she has to know that you went through something, right?
Yeah, she knows. She knows. She knows. Mom, if you ever watch this, hey. But she knows at least the 50% of it. She doesn't know about, you dive into these things not knowing what you're going to get into. That's what it was
Yeah.
like with Kratom. I had no idea that these extracts were going to come ruin my life. And, there were times when I was spending 50 plus dollars a day. And by the end of the day, I'd be seeing double because I had dosed so much. Dude, there were moments where I'd be eating dinner with my girlfriend in my condo, and I would have just taken like my last dose of the day, and it was too much. And there would be that tipping moment where, uh-oh, I'm not going to be able to walk straight for at least an hour. And I would like make up excuses to stay at the table because I couldn't make it 6 feet to the sink to clean my plate without stumbling. So my mom doesn't know that. So mom, if you're watching, just it's better
Surprise.
now.
Yeah,
It's
it's
better
better
now.
now. Yeah. It took 3 days, but you're better now, right? And so
Better now.
that's how supportive was like I mean, your mom didn't know, but like you said, your girlfriend, obviously she lived with you, so she
Hmm.
would have had to know something was going on. Like, how supportive was she when you came to her and said, "Hey, I think I found a way to beat this thing"? I'm assuming
She
that's the way it
was,
went. I could be
eh,
wrong.
yeah, yes and no. I mean, she found clues throughout my addiction that I was using after saying that I had stopped. And I don't think she really understood just how bad it was, but
Mm-hmm.
she'd say stuff like she found a little vial, for example, of the extract, and she'll say, everything needs to be cleaned out when you get home. If there's anything left, I don't want to see it. It's like, okay, oh my God, it's just like acid on my heart, like, oh, I'm so
Yeah.
ashamed. But when I came up with Quick Kit, and I said, I don't know if she was skeptical, but she's like, yeah, we'll see. And then
Yeah.
since then, man, she's just been 100% because she's happy that I'm not suffering like that
Yeah,
anymore.
yeah. And she sees the byproduct of the quick hit, right? She's seen you beat it, and now you're on a trajectory to help other people. Like that's a fascinating story, man. You root for
Thank you.
stories like that, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, you always think it's gonna happen to somebody else, and then here you are. That's
So now
essentially it.
you've got the quick hit. Now what's the biggest hurdle that you've faced since creating this product, right? I mean, I have thoughts in my head as far as
Hmm.
what I think are the obstacles, right? But why don't we hear it from you? Like, what is some of the biggest challenges you've had with trying to introduce this quick kit to the general public?
The biggest challenge that I've had is getting people to hear about it and then trust the story of it enough to give it a shot. And here's a real quick story about what I mean here. So I quit at the end of July 2024. Now
Okay.
I used QuitKit to do it, and I posted about it on Reddit. Like I chronicled everything. I even posted the full formula. I said, "Hey, I'm on day 3 or 4. Here's what I'm using. It's really working for me." I just wanted people to have it. People used it. They said it was working. I was like, "Okay, cool." And then for a few weeks, I just wrestled with this thing in my head, like I have this moral obligation to see if this works. But like walk yourself through going to a Reddit forum where people are suffering and saying, "Hey, stranger, you don't know me. My name isn't even up here, but I have this thing that works. I can send it to you. Give me your name and address and probably your phone number too." And it's like, right? So that's
Yeah.
pretty
Yeah.
hard. Just build cold trust like that, but it worked. And over 6 weeks of doing that, I had 8 quick kits go out. I was just using the leftover supplements that I had and packaging them up and pouches and labeling the pouches. 4 of those people used it that I know of and got back to me and said it worked. So that's when I knew I had to take off from there. But to your larger question, it's all awareness. We all have this idea of what recovery looks like. It's either cold turkey or it's meetings or it's detox or it's prescriptions or it's a combination. But a structured supplement regimen,
Yeah.
mm-mm,
It's
no,
new. Yeah, that's definitely
no.
new to it. And I love the way that, I mean, I've said this to you several times, both Matts. I've said this that recovery is not linear. What works for one person may not work for the others. But I feel like this is kind of across the board. Like this is something that can work for everyone because it's backed by science versus
Hmm.
the way someone's thought process is.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, the studies bear it out. It's all
Yeah.
based on statistically significant research that I had no part in. I read it and I pulled what I could from the research, chemical engineering background. I understand the chemistry behind what goes on in the brain. But you're right, this is backed by science, not just a story.
So, can you get a little into what's actually in the product and how it works and how it, helps with each withdrawal symptom? I think that'd be kind of cool to get a little better understanding on.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
sure.
don't give us the 11 herbs and spices, but kind of talk about like, yeah,
Matt's over there taking notes so he can start
no,
reproducing it.
no, yeah. But I'm really
Yeah,
interested
yeah.
in now the different compounds affect the different, how it affects the brain to achieve the result that you're looking for. Yeah.
So we'll take three highlights, one from each dose. The morning dose, if you're going through withdrawals, especially from opioid addiction, you're probably going to wake up feeling like garbage and not have much motivation to go do the things you need to do. One of those reasons is because your neurotransmitter balance is just totally skewed and dopamine is in short supply. So if you're in withdrawals from opioids, your dopamine levels are low and your dopamine receptors are downregulated, which means you're doubly screwed. There's nothing you can do about the downregulation except let the brain rebalance itself. But you can restock your dopamine with something called levodopa. Anybody can go, you don't have to get Quick Kit for this. You can find it right now on Amazon. Levodopa is the precursor to dopamine. And you can take this, and it's essentially like an influx of dopamine for a short amount of time. It's like turning on a tap because your body catalyzes levodopa into dopamine. You take it right when you get up, the morning dose, so that in half an hour, dopamine is coursing through your system. That gives you motivation to get up. It lowers your fatigue and gives you energy to get about your day. So that's one thing. In the afternoon, I had my cravings set on the worst in the afternoon. I could always battle out the mornings, but there's something called N-acetylcysteine. It's an amino acid that works to lower overactive neurotransmission in the brain. And when you're in withdrawals, one of the things that's most overactive is glutamate. It's down in your like lizard brain. It says fight or flight. You should get up. You should go do stuff. You should get up. You should overthink. And it's like, what am I doing? And the only way to stop that feeling is to use. Well, N-acetylcysteine will come in and calm down that activity. And it does that by helping release GABA, which is your primary neurotransmitter inhibitor. And then in the nighttime dose, and I think this is the most important dose because sleep is where your brain repairs itself the most effectively. There's this something called L-tryptophan. It's what you get from turkey. Tryptophan, you eat turkey, you feel good, and then you fall asleep.
Mm-hmm.
It's not an accident. It's not like an anecdote. Tryptophan is the precursor to serotonin. You get 90% of your serotonin through your diet, except if you've been abusing your gut. So if you've been chronically abusing opioids, you have what's called dysbiosis. It's an imbalance in bacteria. So even if you're getting good levels of tryptophan, you're not absorbing very much of it, which means that you don't have very much serotonin. And serotonin is very important at night because it gets catalyzed into melatonin. It's where your melatonin comes from. And melatonin is the sleep-wake hormone. It puts you to sleep and keeps you to sleep. So in the nighttime dose, you get a really strong influx of L-tryptophan, which turns into serotonin and calms you down, makes you feel good. That turns into melatonin throughout the night, which keeps you asleep. Those are
That's
just 3 of
interesting.
12 ingredients.
Wow.
And I know that there's and I actually before meeting you, I have read that large amounts of vitamin C help as well.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
can you explain how that works? I know that it's been kind of, and I actually read it on Reddit as well, but I'd love to hear your thoughts on it.
Well,
Vitamin
before you
C.
answer that, I just want to say
Yeah.
that no turkeys were harmed in the use of making any quick hits, right? So,
That's right. It's all very animal
That was
friendly.
a good disclaimer.
no turkeys were harmed in the use of creating these quick hits. Yeah,
This
okay.
is true.
Go ahead, Matt.
Quick Kit is cruelty free.
Yeah.
Vitamin C is this catch-all basically for your body. It does so much, but when you're in withdrawals and your brain is trying to rebalance its chemistry, there is an abundance of what's called radically oxidative species, basically molecules that will attack your cell lining and destroy it. And it's called oxidative stress. And this just fatigues your body to no end. So this happens when you're sick and you have a virus. There are just things attacking your cells. It's basically unhealthy chemistry in your body. Vitamin C comes in and says, I volunteer as tribute. And it takes those radically oxidative species, bonds with them, neutralizes them, and protects your cells from being destroyed instead. That's just one of the benefits of taking vitamin C.
Wow.
Yeah, that's I've heard that it helps out a lot. So I actually noticed in reading your I got that kit from my friend, so I was kind of reading the bottle when I gave it to him, and it looks like there's a healthy dose of vitamin C in all three doses, correct? Morning, afternoon, and night.
Yeah, vitamin C is, picture it as armor for your body. It's like your body inside, your organs, your blood, just armor for everything when you're in withdrawals.
Hmm.
That's
It's so
interesting.
fascinating. It's so fascinating to me that you created this revolutionary product or formula that can help so many, and it was just based out of fear, and
Oh
that's what I
yeah, that's a
find
good way to
is
put it.
that I find that so fascinating that what the human mind can do when they're faced with a possible reality that they're super uncomfortable with, that you're like, nope, there has to be another way besides having to tell somebody else, right, about this. I find that inspiring and just fascinating.
Thank you. You're right.
Yeah, I
It
agree.
was fear, isn't it? You put it that way, you take me right back to July,
Oh, my
July when
bad.
I quit.
I didn't.
No,
No.
no, in a good way,
Oh,
because
okay.
you try to, what is addiction? What is trying to quit? For me, it was always, I was terrified I could never, my mind would own itself every single day. 100 days in a row, I would lose the battle to myself, and I became so afraid that I would just never escape the cage I had put myself in. That's where Quit Kit came from. It was like, I'm terrified. I can I find some way to open this cage? For me, it was Quit Kit.
Can I ask you a question? Because I don't think we've talked about it. Where did the addiction begin? Like, why
Good question.
why taking you said you were in a rut, right? 100 days, you lost these battles. Like, why did you begin taking it in the first place?
So I've quit 4 drugs in my life, but when I found kratom, it was such crap, man. I wasn't drinking, I wasn't drugging. This is October 2023. Uh, or yeah, ish. It was early fall, and I walk into this convenience store, and I was just looking for a little CBD. That's it. That's it. Like that was the extent of me doing drugs, CBD. And the
Yeah.
guy that worked there said, try this instead. It's just like CBD. And I tried it,
Oh,
and it was like all my mental suffering evaporated. And I thought, whatever this is amazing. And I should have known that there is no miracle drug to make all your worries go away. And as soon as you find one, you should run. You
yeah.
should run in the other direction because it will
Yeah.
come to dominate you. And that's exactly what it did. It just worked itself into my daily routine, insidiously planting, use. Oh, it's Sunday morning. It would be a little bit better if you were a little high. Yeah, go down to the corner store. It's like, what? I'm not,
Yeah.
there's no trouble. It's just Sunday. And that's how you start to enter this
Sunday turned
addiction.
into Monday, Monday turned into Tuesday, and Tuesday would turn into Friday, and so forth, right?
Yeah. And then you realize you're trapped. And that's when that 100 days starts, where it's like, okay, this is the last day. I can't
And
do this anymore.
it's upsetting to me that it's over the counter.
Yeah.
Ooh,
It's
yeah,
crazy.
You
It's in
know,
smoke
it really
shops and
is.
gas stations across the United States. It's wild.
Mm-hmm.
do you
Mm-hmm.
know? I'll defer to you two, but do you know how many people are addicted to kratom in the United States at any given time? Like, what are the stats? Do you have any idea?
So I
can't
don't know
even.
the exact stats, but I think Matt might know a little bit more on the stats than me. But just to kind of paint a little picture, almost everyone that's been through opiate addiction has tried kratom to try and get off opiates. And it's kind of a
Wow.
back and forth thing where you're addicted to opiates, or at least in people that I know. You're addicted to opiates, and then you try and get on kratom to get off the opiates, and you get addicted to the kratom, and it's just a back and forth thing. And then of course
Yeah.
you have everyone else that kind of just fell into it by dumb luck. So
Yeah.
I would assume it's a healthy number.
It is, I can give you the numbers by financial growth of the industry, keeping in mind that for decades before essentially the past 5 to 10 years, this was a little cottage industry and alternative wellness shops mainly as
Yeah.
it would help manage pain when you're coming off opioids. Because in a very diffuse product, the psychoactive ingredients aren't going to get you high. They'll just kind of like a coca leaf. You're not going to
Yeah.
get cocaine high from a coca leaf, and kratom is a leaf. So okay, but now recently in 2023, the kratom market in the United States is valued approximately $2.19 billion, but that's
Wow.
projected to reach 7.8 billion in 9 years. That's growing at a
Wow.
compound annual growth rate of 17%. I mean, find me a modern industry that grows at 17% compound each
That's
year.
legal.
Oh, dude,
Yeah,
it's a
that's
gold
wild.
rush.
That's legal. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
legal
Exactly.
drug. I mean, it's like buying drugs. It's just from a gas station or a smoke
And
shop.
it's a synthetic, right? It's manufactured,
So
correct?
it's not, so there's a couple things with this, and this is from doing a little research, is like actual kratom leaf is grown in Southeast Asia. It's very known over there, very popular over there. It's been used for centuries for like pain and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But the United States, how we like to do things different and try and create something
Yeah, exactly.
out of nothing, they have found a way to synthesize it and
Mm-hmm.
create something called 7-OH, which is a byproduct of what the active alkaloid creates in your body, but they found a way to like maximize it. It's kind of hard
Mm-hmm.
to explain, but like they have these pills called 7-OH, which are extracts, which is considered synthetic because they have to make it to actually get it. It's
Yeah.
really weird. I know that may not make sense, but
No,
there's two different types.
it
Yeah.
it makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense.
Yeah, the 7-OH stuff, by the way, it's far less, uh, it's not as abundant in the leaf as the mitragynine. The active psychoactive ingredient in most
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
kratom products is mitragynine speciosa, and then, excuse me, the 7-hydroxy or 7-hydroxymitragynine is less abundant, but it can be 10 to 17 times more potent than morphine.
Morphine.
And when you
Really?
are
Wow.
synthesizing this into like an extract or a chewable or a tiny little capsule, and
Mm.
it's like, here it is. Do you have an ID? Can you vote and shoot a gun? Here basically is some dime
Here's
store
some
heroin for
here's some morphine.
$50.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
Right. That's where we're
So
at. I
those
mean, I was in a smoke shop earlier today installing Quick Kit right next to the 7-hydroxy display. And it's there. It's just, it's
So
right there.
I'm glad you brought that up because we're running short on time. We got about a minute left. Where can people find your quick kit? Like, give us a website, plug it. Like, how can they buy it? How can they find it? Like, give us all that so that way you can help. I mean, hopefully we can send somebody and you can help them.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. If you are interested in learning more, please go to tryquitkit.com. That's quitkit, QUITKIT, tryquitkit.com. And if you want to get in contact with me, I want to hear from you. My email is matt, M-A-T-T, at tryquitkit.com.
Very cool. Matt at tryquitkit.com. And
Correct.
you can go to quick kit or tryquitkit.com for more information, correct?
Yep, you can buy it there. You can learn all about it. You can see my story, everything.
Awesome.
It's awesome.
Awesome. I again, I sung your praises before. I think what you're doing is inspiring, and I wish you all the best on your journey.
Thank you, Matt. That means
Yeah.
a lot to me.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for joining us today. I think this is going to be very beneficial to a lot of our listeners. We're also going to be releasing an article kind of pertaining to Matt, his story, and the product. So that'll be on our newsletter, and it will also be in the next issue of the magazine. So keep an eye out for that. Matt, do you have any last words you want to leave our listeners with?
My last words would be tryquitkit.com. That's what I'm going to tell them. So try it.
That works.
Try it. So, Matt, thank you. You're welcome anytime you want to come back, give us an update of what's going on and how we can help. And please come back for a second episode.
You got it. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much.
All right. Take care,
See you
guys. Till next
week.
week.